Hello, hello, and good day, adventurers! Today we'll be talking about a new gauntlet of mine, the Gauntlet of Dragon Strength. And this is probably one of my all-time favorites. I am going to give a heads-up warning, I am sick again, so I do apologize if I cough or anything like that during this video. But anyways, Gauntlet of Dragon Strength is without a doubt probably one of my favorite gauntlets. I've worked on it a lot more, I think, than the others, so sadly it's got some favoritism there. But the reason why I got worked on so much is because there was a lot of back and forth. I had somebody else that I worked with on this one that was very passionate about dragons, and so he was difficult to work with. But we ended up coming up, or I should say, I ended up coming up with something that finally satisfied him. So yes. Without further ado, let's get into the document, shall we? Alright, so let's make big me disappear, little me appear, and let's bring up the document. Here it is, the Gauntlet of Dragon Strength. Once you put this gauntlet on, your stomach starts to churn with power. Your skin starts turning to scale, hands and feet start shaping into claws, teeth extend into sharp fangs. And this has probably got one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful out of all my gauntlets, level 1 abilities, and that is Breath Weapon. So I'm not going to say what element any of this is, because all that is going to be dictated by your alignment at the end. We'll go over what your alignment, what type of dragon you turn into based on your alignment. So, Breath Weapon is you deal 1d4 damage per character level, can be used once every 1d8 rounds, range of 15-foot cone or 30-foot line dictated by your alignment. And then you also gain 1 bite. If you're small, that's a d6. If you're medium, it's a d8. And if you're large, it's 2d6. So right off the bat, a bite and a breath weapon. Your mouth is already turning into a dragon muzzle. Yeah, you are turning, you're going to be turning into a dragon with this gauntlet, without a doubt. At level 2, you gain a +2 to your strength score, as well as 2 claw attacks. If you're small, a d4 for each of them, medium d6 for each of them, large d8 for each of them. At level 3, you gain +1 to natural armor and a tail slap, only if your alignment allows the tail, because for some dragon alignments, your tail's not going to be long enough to slap somebody with, while other dragon alignments, it will be long enough to tail slap somebody with. So, tail slap, 1d4 for small, 1d6 for medium, 1d8 for large. And at a neg5 to hit, only if the at a neg5 to hit, and only, I probably should have put yeah, one of those there, only if the alignment allows it. So level 4 is 30-foot fly speed, poor maneuverability. This could end up being supernatural based on what dragon alignment you are. But if you're, depending on your dragon alignment, if it is natural fly speed, then you gain 2 wing attacks, at small 1d2, medium 1d4, large 1d6 at a neg5 to hit, only if alignment allows it. Level 5, your breath weapon changes to every 1d6 rounds, and a 20-foot, it also, I missed this. So let me fix that. Real-time editing, people. Breath weapon changes to 1d6 damage per character level. It can be done every 1d6 rounds at a range of a 20-foot cone or a 40-foot line now. Level 6, +2 to Constitution and Dragon Resistance 1, based purely on your alignment. This could end up being an elemental resistance of some kind. Level 7, you gain your natural armor changes to a +2, and you gain your first dragon ability, again based on your dragon alignment. We'll go through all of that at the end. At levels 8, your fly speed increases to 40 feet, average maneuverability, and you gain the Frightful Presence ability. Creatures whose hit die is equal to or lower than half your character level rounded down and are within 10 feet of you must make a will save DC 10 plus half character level plus charisma modifier, or be shaken for 1d6 rounds. An opponent that succeeds on the saving throw is immune to that same creature's frightful presence for 24 hours Frightful Presence is a mind-affecting fear effect that must be activated with a swift action after performing any action. So essentially, you attack somebody, you activate a swift action to scare the rest of the people that are surrounding you. This could be good for any character trying to get maybe a little bit of a break from everything surrounding them. For a caster, you literally could just cast a spell and activate this ability. For a fighter, you can attack somebody and activate this ability. For a ranged character, you could take an item, you could use an item and activate this ability, as long as you perform an action that allows you to perform a swift action afterwards then. Level 9, your breath weapon changes to 1d8 damage, and its range changes to a 30-foot cone or a 60-foot line. At levels 10, your strength score increases to a +4, and your dragon resistance increases to 2. At level 11, your natural armor increases to a +3, and you gain your second dragon ability, which will be dictated by your alignment. At level 12, your fly speed increases to 50 feet at good maneuverability. At level 13, your breath weapon increases to 1d10 damage per character level, and every 1d4 rounds now at a 40-foot cone or an 80-foot line. At level 4, you get an intelligence score +2, and your dragon resistance increases to a 3rd level. At level 15, you gain natural armor bonus increases to +4, and you get your 3rd dragon ability. At level 16, your frightful presence increases to 20 feet around you and shaken for 3d6 rounds, and then you also gain growth. You grow one size category larger. If size grows to large or bigger, flyer maneuverability decreases by 1 step for each size category. So this is a really cool ability that I like on this gauntlet, in which it actually has a bigger roleplay effect on him as well, because you're changing your size of your character. You grew after you hit this level, and you're now bigger, which is both a problem and a bonus. One hand, bigger, more scarier, but on the other hand, bigger, harder to fit into more places. Especially if you're already size large. If you're playing one of the few size large class races, you're now size huge, I think now. And so yeah, it's crazy. Level 17, your breath weapon increases to 1d12 damage, and your range increases to 50-foot cone or 100-foot line. At level 18, your strength score increases to +6, your con score increases to +4, intelligence score +4, your natural armor to +6, and you gain dragon resistance up to level 4 now, based purely on your alignment, which we'll get to here soon. Level 19, you gain a DR15/dash, a very powerful damage resistance to signify how much harder your skin has got with scales. Not only does it give you a natural armor, but now it's giving you just pure damage resistance, because you're becoming that hard damage resisting creature. Level 20, your frightful presence increases to 25 feet for 46 rounds, and you gain a special ability called Clear the Area. As a full round action, you make one attack, one combat maneuver against all adjacent creatures to throw them back. The creatures are thrown back 5 feet for every 5 you beat their CMD and pushed prone, taking wing, tail, and claw damage if applicable, because you might not have wing or you might not have tail. Those you fail to push back get an attack of opportunity. If an obstacle stops the creature from flying back, they instead take 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 5 feet they couldn't move. So this is a nice little ability on fighters. You get a bunch of people off of you. You do a bunch of damage. If you are a caster, you can throw people off you and give yourself space. If you're a ranged character, same thing. You can throw them off you, give yourself space. The gauntlet turns into a small dragon of your element and flies away as your power overflows and your scales harden. So yeah, that's how the gauntlet finishes. Now, Dragon Alignment Guide to Powers. If you are chaotic evil, then Bestiary 2, page 102, you are based off of the Umbral Dragon. You have Umbral Dragon scales and features, which means you have natural flight, you gain wing attacks, but you have short tails, so you lose tail slap unless you are size large. At level 7, the first dragon ability is Ghost Bane. Physical attacks deal damage to incorporeal creatures normally, meaning that you can actually hurt ghosts with your normal claws and stuff like that. Level 11's second dragon ability is Create Shadows. Any creature slain by the character rises as a shadow if 8 hit die or less, or greater shadow if 8 hit die. If above 8 hit die, under the character's control 1d4 rounds later. I'll leave it up to the GM, whoever that is, to decide whether or not you can continuously make an army of these things, or if they decide to break from your control after a while. Purely up to the GM. It's based on what you're trying to do for a campaign. If you don't want them to be able to build an army, then you make it so that way they lose control of them after a while. If you are if you're building it so that way they can do whatever they want, or that you want them to build an army of these things, then yeah, go ahead and let them be permanently controlled by them. Level 15, third dragon ability, Umbral Scion. Extraordinary ability, +5 to saves versus energy drain and death effects. And then the dragon resistances, which are going to be in order that I give them from 1 to 4, is cold resistance 5, then 10, then 15, then 20. Next is Chaotic Good, Bestiary 3, page 96, is the Sea Dragon, is going to be what you're based off of, and so you'll have Sea Dragon scales and features, which means wingless supernatural flight. You lose your wing attacks but have extra long tails, gaining a tail slap. At level 7, your first dragon ability is Water Breathing. At level 11, your second dragon ability is Steam Breath. Instead of a line of pressurized water, bludgeoning water, you can breathe a cone of superheated steam. This cone deals fire damage. And at level 15, third dragon ability is Sea Strider. 3 times per day as a standard action, you can move from one body of water to another as if using the teleport spell, self only. And dragon resistance is electricity resistance, 0, 5, 10, then 15, as well as cold resistance, 0, 5, 10, and then 15. Now, you haven't said it, but I said scales and features because your breath weapon is also based on this dragon. So whatever that dragon's breath weapon is your breath weapon. Just in case I didn't say it. I wanted to make sure you guys understood. Next is Chaotic Neutral, Bestiary 2, page 100, Magma Dragon scales and features based off of the Magma Dragon. Has natural flight, gains wing attacks, but has short tails, loses tail slap unless size large. Cone of Lava is... I've just been overreading it. Cone of Negative Energy is Chaotic Evil's breath weapon. Line of Bludgeoning Condensed Water is Chaotic Good's breath weapon. Cone of Lava, the magma clings to those it damages, dealing half damage each round. Thereafter, for 1d3 rounds after this magma cools, it crumbles to dust, is Chaotic Neutral's breath weapon. I apologize that I missed that before. I thought I reread everything, but I guess I didn't. Level 7, first dragon ability is Vulnerability to Cold. Not that impressive, especially since it's a weakness that you gained and not an actual ability. It does balance it out with the other things that you get. Level 11, second dragon ability is Superheated. The character's bite attack deals additional fire damage equal to half its level rounded down. And level 15 is third dragon ability Magma Tomb. Once per day can spit lava onto a target within 120 feet, dealing damage normally for its breath weapon. This magma cools instantly. It does not continue to doing damage at this point, but does entrap the victim. See Universal Monster Rules in Appendix. DC equals the dragon's breath weapon. Save DC 3d6 minutes. Hardness 8. HP 45. And the dragon resistances are fire resistance 10, 15, 20, and finally an immunity. And that's the reason why there's a vulnerability to cold, is because you're gaining an immunity to fire. Next is Neutral Evil. Bestiary 1, page 98. The red dragon, scales and features, has natural flight, gains wing attacks, but short tails, loses tail slap unless size large. Cone of Fire is its breath weapon. Level 7 first dragon ability is a vulnerability to cold again. Level 11 second dragon ability is Smoke Vision, can see perfectly in smoky conditions such as those created by pyrotechnics. Level 15 third dragon ability Incinerate, can incinerate creatures in its fiery breath. A creature reduced to fewer than 0 hit points by its breath weapon must make a fortitude save using its breath weapon DC. Failure indicates that the creature is reduced to ash. Creatures destroyed in this way can only be restored to life through true resurrection or similar magic. Dragon resistances is fire resistance 10 to 15 to 20 to immunity. Next is Neutral Good. Bestiary 1, page 104. Bronze Dragon, scales and features. Has natural flight, gains wing attacks, short tails, loses tail slap unless large. Line of Lightning is its breath weapon. Level 7 first dragon ability is Water Breathing. Level 11 second dragon ability is Wave Mastery. For up to 10 minutes per level per day, a bronze dragon gauntlet user, along with creatures or vessels within 50 feet, can move at twice its normal speed in water. Level 15 third dragon ability is Repulsion Breath. Instead of a line of electricity, you can breathe a cone of repulsion gas. Targets must make a will save or be compelled to do nothing but move away from the dragon for 1d6 rounds, plus 1 round for every 2 levels you possess. This is a mind-affecting effect, compulsion effect. Dragon resistances is electricity resistance 5, 10, 15, then finally at 20. Next is True Neutral. Bestiary 3, page 100. Sovereign Dragon, scales and features. Wingless supernatural flight. Loses wing attacks but has extra long tails to gain a tail slap. Radius of Sonic. So what that means is that unlike the other dragons, which are a cone or a line, the True Neutral is the only dragon that has a radius which is 15 feet all around. And it has the same ranges as cone, but is all around them, and slowly gets bigger and bigger and bigger all around them. Level 7 first dragon ability is Dogmatic Discordance. Good or evil creatures take a -2 penalty when making saving throws against this character's spells, spell-like abilities, breath weapons, and auras. Level 11 second dragon ability is Golden Armor. Once per day as a standard action, the character can cover its form in golden armor, granting it a +4 armor bonus to AC and energy resistance. 15 and energy resistance 15 to one energy type chosen at the time the armor is summoned. This armor lasts for a number of rounds equal to the character's level. Character can dismiss the armor as a free action. Level 15, third dragon ability is Violent Retort. When the character takes damage from a melee attack critical hit, they can, as an immediate action, make a claw or tail slap attack against the creature that made the critical hit. And then finally, dragon resistances are Sonic at 5, 10, 15, and 20. Next is Lawful Evil, Bestiary 3, page 94. Forest Dragon, scales and features wingless supernatural flight. Loses wing attacks but has extra long tails. Gains tail slap. I apologize for this, everybody. Level 7, first dragon ability, Woodland Stride. As the druid ability of the same name. Level 11 second dragon ability is Sound Imitation. Can mimic any voice or sound as it's been heard by making a successful bluff check against the listener's sense motive check. Level 15 third dragon ability Stony Death. Any creature reduced to 0 or fewer hit points by a Forest Dragon Gauntlet user's breath weapon must also make a Fortitude save, same DC as the Forest Dragon Gauntlet's breath weapon, or be petrified as the Flesh to Stone spell. This is a death effect. Dragon resistance is poison resistance bonus to saves versus poisons +4, then +8, +12, and then finally an immunity to all poisons. Very powerful to be lawful evil. Oh yeah, Line of Piercing Rubble and Wind. I missed it again. I didn't miss it on the last one, did I? No, Radius of Sonic. I apologize. I'm not feeling the best, so I greatly apologize for this, guys, but I had to make sure these videos were recorded. Lawful Good. Bestiary 1, page 110. Silver Dragon scales and features. Has natural flight, gains wing attacks, but has short tails, loses tail slap unless large. Cone of Cold is its breath weapon. Level 7 first dragon ability, Graceful Flight. A Silver Dragon Gauntlet's aerial maneuverability is 1 step better than normal. Level 11 second dragon ability is Paralyzing Breath. Instead of a Cone of Cold, a Silver Dragon can breathe a cone of paralyzing gas. Creatures within the cone must succeed on a Fortitude save or be paralyzed for 1d6 rounds plus 1 round per 4 character levels. And last is level 15, third dragon ability, True Courage. Can fight on through the pain and death. When reduced to below 0 and fewer hit points, it remains conscious, automatically stabilizes, and can continue to act as though it is staggered. Although it is staggered, if it takes damage or is the target of a spell that causes its death, it remains alive for 1 round and can act normally. It is not staggered for this final round. Dragon resistances are Acid, 15, or 10, 5, 10, 15, and 20. Alright. Next. Lawful Neutral. Final 1. Bestiary 2. Page 96. Cloud Dragon scales and features. Has natural flight, gains wing attacks, but has short tail slaps. Short tails, so they lose tail slap unless large. Cone of Lightning Fog creates a cloud that persists in its cone shape for 1d4 rounds. Treat this cloud as a fog cloud that deals electrical damage equal to half the character's breath weapon damage to any creature that ends its turn still within the cloud. Reflex save halves the damage. DC equals the character's breath weapon save DC. Level 7, first dragon ability, Mist Vision. A cloud dragon gauntlet can see. User can see through the fog and clouds, similar to obscuring effects, with perfect clarity. Level 11, second dragon ability, Cloud Form. A cloud dragon gauntlet user can change itself into a cloudy vapor as a swift action for a number of rounds per day equal to his hit die. This ability functions as gaseous form, but the dragon's gauntlet's user's fly speed is unchanged. Level 15, third dragon's ability, Thundering Bite. This character's bite makes a thundering crash wherever it attacks, dealing an additional 2d6 points of sonic damage. A character at level 20 has a thundering bite that deals an additional 4d6 sonic damage, and dragon resistances, electricity resistance 10, 15, 20, and immunity. So that is my gauntlet, my dragon gauntlet my gauntlet of dragon strength, my dragon gauntlet essentially. And I hope you guys will enjoy this one. I had a lot of fun making this one. I had a lot of stress making this one as well. Took a long time to get this one the way I wanted it to be. But yeah, I hope that you guys use it. Let me know if you do. Come tell me. Come find me in a stream if you want to talk about it, have any questions about it. Ask them in the comments too. I'll try to get back to you. Otherwise, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little gauntlet. I again am sorry that I'm sick for this video. Otherwise, I hope that you guys have a safe adventure.